Calypso's in here with the carbon fox on the new wheels. Everything just looks different. It all looks different. All right, as you can see, we've got a transmission, bell housing, clutch. Clutch cable's already hooked up. The only thing we're waiting on is just to install the drive shaft here and obviously headers. We got a big void up there. But I went ahead and put the T5 in here. I think I mentioned it before. We will order a TKX soon, but right now we just need to verify that the engine's going to run good and, you know, not jump into a bunch of money for no reason. This transmission it's worn out. It's pretty rough, but it works. You know, we had it in the 65 for a little while. All right, so up front, we need an alternator bracket for 351. So I found one from March. We'll be ordering that here pretty soon. We do have an old starter. Also, we've got, I'm just going through a few things with you guys. So we do have a crank pulley. This is the 351 timing chain cover that has the pointer over here. We're going to keep this thing super simple underneath here. Like I said, one alternator. Water pump's going to sit here. The belt's going to go underneath it, just like on the 65. We're going to order some BBK headers. I'm not going to go all out and order cooks. I'm just trying to save some money, guys. We need to talk about this. We jumped into this thing way earlier than I thought. This was going to be like a spring project, but here we are. You know, we got a wild hair. And with that being said, you know, I'm not really set up yet to do this. I didn't want to spend a bunch of money on this car at the moment. That's why we're doing things the way we're doing it and not buying the best of the best headers and not buying the TKX at the moment. We're going to use a different type of fuel system for this car, if you will. We're not going to use the traditional anything really that we've been using. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that because I really do believe you guys are going to enjoy what we're going to be doing with this car. How long is this going to take? When is this thing going to start up? I don't know, to be honest with you guys. I have no clue when it's going to start up, when we're going to drive it, any of that. If I had to guess, I would say within the next month. Within the next month, this thing should start up and we should be able to at least ease it around and start our tuning process. I'm very excited to have the People's Fox back. If you guys don't know, that's what this car was originally called. Still is referred to as that because we had so many subscribers send in parts to help get this car running, so we called it the People's Fox, aka the Calypso Clone. And here's the routing system that I was talking to you guys about, how it goes underneath the water pump. It's been working great for me. I know some people say don't do it, but whatever. Anyway, the point is, this engine, which is a 347, used to be in that car with a turbo. It's already got a really beefy rear end in it. I'll take you guys over here and we'll look at it real quick. Let me see if I can get you up here. Let's have a look around at what we've got. Now, we have strange 10-way adjustable shocks. They're just obviously a single adjustable. We will be getting rid of those and go into some Vikings at some point. We've got the SVE cover here. Just on coil springs right now, Michael's actually using the coilover kit that goes on the Stranges. So the axles are 35 spline. It's got a spool in it. And as you can see up here, it's a little dirty, but these are the Team Z upper and lower control arms. So what this does is change the pinion angle and gives you a touch of separation. A really good kit. Also, the axle tubes are welded. So, you know, just a really solid rear end. This car should hold up pretty nice. No rust or anything like that under the car, so we should be pretty good because this thing's going to make a little bit of power, y'all. We're going to push it a little harder on motor first, and we're going to see what we can get out of this thing on motor, and then we're going to start creeping up on it with some nitrous. Eventually, this nitrous kit will probably come off this car because it was actually meant for the 393. And then we'll put a smaller kit on here that just goes up to maybe a 200 or something like that. This kit, if I'm not mistaken, is capable of 550. We don't need 550 on either one of them. But all right, so there's been a few more developments. I want to come out and show you guys what we've gotten done so far. They're little things, but it really does matter. And there's been a lot of stuff that's been ordered, so we need to talk about that as well. So as you can see, first things first, we've got the radiator in the car. I just dropped right down in there. We've got our hold down coming because I used it on the poop coupe. We've got our water pump on here. And this supposedly is the timing chain cover that you can use reverse rotation or standard rotation on. So we went ahead and just put a Fox body water pump on it and pulley. Everything, as you can see, worked out great. One thing that didn't is the pulley alignment. And that's due to not having a spacer back here. I think this is a Professional Products balancer, so it just doesn't have that spacer on the front. So I ordered that today to get everything back in line. I think it's 900 thousandths. The headers were ordered and they'll be here today. So we're gonna drop our BBK long tubes in. Got the carburetor kind of mounted up here. Everything's working pretty good. It's not tight. As you can see, this template over here, I'm probably gonna cut a piece of metal out, weld it in, fill it all up. I'm not sure on that just yet. We also went ahead and unbolted all the AC stuff, got it out of the way because I want a really just clean setup here. Went ahead and ordered the exhaust for this car. It's going to be full 3-inch exhaust. Well, it's going to come from the 1 3/4 BBK long tubes, 3-inch X pipe into 3-inch flow tubes into 3-inch Spintech 9000s. So yes, I went ahead, bit the bullet on the Calypso and went Spintech 9000s. If you guys remember, that's what Berger has on his car, and they are very loud, but they flow pretty good. They're a small muffler. I'm not big on straight through mufflers that much, but this is really what the car needs. This come off of Ben's car, you know, making the kind of power it's gonna make on nitrous. You want a free flowing exhaust, but sorry guys, I can't do it. At least not right now. We're gonna put some Spintechs on this thing and let her eat. It's gonna sound nasty with turn downs and all that. And we may play around with the idea of some, you know, 3-inch tailpipes on this car, something like that later. But for right now, we're just gonna do dumps and let her ride. So the only concern I have at the moment, this is obviously vacuum assisted brakes. We're not gonna have hardly any vacuum in this car with that solid roller. So we may just go ahead and swap over to manual brakes at some point. But we're gonna try it right now like it is. Also, we're gonna go to a manual steering rack. We're not gonna have any accessories on this car. It's gonna look something similar to this, you know, just very open up front with no accessories. A manual brake kit similar to that. All right, well, there's your update on the Calypso. This thing actually should be running within the next couple to 3 weeks. Depends, we've got something big that we're gonna be doing with this car, completely different. I think you guys are gonna love it. We're waiting on that. And then we'll get this thing busted off, get it running, start driving it. Once it proves itself, then we'll go ahead and order the TKX for it. I know I had a lot of people wanting me to run the C4, like go ahead and just get it built. We still may do that because I really want to put a TKX in one of the other cars, possibly the gray car. And if we do that, then we might run one of these. Guys, the issue I have run into is I cannot find headers that will work with an AOD and a 351 and a Fox body. I don't know. I want to use this. You know, this was given to us and that was the whole plan, was to use it, but I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. The old C4 back here, we can always get it built and put it in there later. We've got plenty of cars that we can switch and swap parts off of. So if I buy something here that we eventually change out for something else, it can go on another car. Remember, we still got the poop coupe over there. So anyway, all right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wrap this video up right now and I'm gonna leave you with our snow day. It's been awesome, y'all. We finally got some snow down here. Just enjoy the video. I'm gonna wrap this one up. And as always, thanks for watching. Thought I'd give you guys a good look with the new wheels on the car. Or not new, but we've had them for a while. But this is the first time that I ran these wheels two-tone. And I absolutely love it. This may be my favorite combination on this car, period, that we've done yet. Car's filthy, obviously, but check that out. Man, I love it. It's amazing what a small change like a two-tone paint job will do for wheels. And it just makes this combination absolutely work. That's iconic silver at the bottom and carbonized gray up top. And it just works to me with these wheels. They are a little different shade, but they're close enough to make everything work. Before we get into this portion of the video with the snow, I want everybody to remember we don't have salt trucks down here. So we have no salt on the roads at all, zero. So don't freak out whenever you see these cars outside and us driving them around. It's literally just water. I know that's a little different for you guys up north because they salt everything, but we're good here. No harm, no foul. Let's enjoy the video. We intentionally left the 65 out here for a little while just to get a true cold start on this car. So we're gonna start the 65 up. And this is probably some of the coldest weather it's seen. You know, it's only it's like 29 right now. Just so you guys know, like we get teens and 20s here. We just don't typically get snow, but we're gonna go ahead and start 65 up with a carburetor to show you guys that it's okay. You know, owning a carburetor is not a bad thing. They're not necessarily the easiest thing to start, but at the same time, it's not that bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing up and let her count them off for you guys one time. And yeah, let's see what it sounds like. This carburetor does not have a choke on it.
In a smoked up neighborhood.
We got this shit, dog.
Yeah, we got it. We got it for sure. It's
Until we don't.
extremely slippery.
Oh, yeah, I can feel it.
Yeah, it's pulling all over the place. So, see, this is what we were talking about when we say that, like, we can't handle snow down here. It's because these roads are untreated, and this little bit of snow here, I mean, we're just all over the place. And by the way, guys, this is all-wheel drive. We're in Andrew's BMW.
Yeah, I got fixed it since the hurricane.
Yeah, so it is all-wheel drive, and it just goes to show, man, when these roads are untreated, they're undrivable, really. How fast are we going here?
33.
33 and a 65. Ooh, the old Academy. That's crazy.
close to me. What are you doing?